Hello, tea timers. Hello, 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 hello. It's about that time. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. It is tea time with Tracey. You know, it's 8 o'clock. It's Monday. This is what we do. Come on in. Yes. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Sing with me. Let me know you're here with Tracey. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Oh, I love this hour. Yes. Come on in. Let me know you're here. Give me your comments. Yes. Come on in, everyone. It's that hour. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on, let's do it again. Let's do it again. It's tea time with Tracey. I need you to come on in. Come on in, everyone. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know how they have the ads on, and I'm trying to avoid the ads, but I want you all to come on in. Come on in. Hey, Naturel. You're the first one on, I think. My administrator is here. All right. Hello, hello. It's tea time with Tracey. Come on in. Come on in. Yes, share, share, share. We're in for a marvelous time on tonight. Please share. Come on in. Let me know you're here. I see your viewers are coming in, but I need you all to share. I was having an issue with StreamYard earlier, so I was unable to share. So I need you all to help me and share on your page. Yes, 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 yes. Well. Welcome to Tea Time with Tracey. I hope you all are excited about tonight. We're going to have a marvelous time on tonight. I have a very great topic that I'm going to bring before you on this evening. Hey, all right, you made it to the beginning. Hey, Tiffany, good to see you. And I'm so glad that you are here because let me tell you, I have something that concerning you. Hey, you all, everybody out there in Tea Time Land, come on in, share on your page. I need you all to share. I'm going to be sharing right now because I don't want anyone to miss this opportunity. But please, I need you all to share on your page. We have a very great topic that needs to be discussed on today. And I believe it's going to be a great blessing to many. So I need you all to help me in this endeavor to make sure that everyone come on right now. There is something great to be discussed, and we need everyone's opinion because you all know how we do it here at Tea Time with Tracey. Everyone's opinion matters here, and we like to make sure that everyone get to have their comments. We welcome all comments and we value all, men and women, and your opinions matter here. So we do our best to make sure that we post everyone's um, opinion here or their comments. So I need you all to continue to make sure that you share on your page. The topic of discussion on tonight is going to be, should parents apologize to children? Is that a yay or is it or nay? And I think a lot of people have something to say about this. So I'm going to ask you all to please take the time to share on your page and reach out to people because I know that they all have something to say about this. Because you all know a lot of times us parents, we don't think that that we ought to apologize. Oh, good to see you, Miss Wilson. Thank you for coming on. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate you for always sharing my lives and allowing me the opportunity to be on that you post my live on your page, which is I think is Bow Ministries uh, be, um, for your women. So I thank you for allowing me that privilege to be on your page. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Maggie, what is it, Pastor Maggie Wilson. She has an awesome ministry, and she always share my lives and my statuses and my posts, and I greatly appreciate that. She has a great ministry that she's doing over there with Bow Ministries, so you might want to check out her page. You befriend her, and she can share with you on that level. But listen, I really think that it's important that we dive in into this discussion. I believe it's going to be a great help. It's something that we really do need to discuss and bring to the table. And of course, like I always say, everyone's opinion matters and your comments matter here. This is Tea Time with Tracy. What we do over here, we come together and we have discussions that will be an encouragement, an assist, and admire one another so we can help build our bonds, unbreakable bonds. We believe in relationships and creating unbreakable bonds. We know that we have an enemy after our soul, and he does not like to see unity in relationships, in any types of relationship, because he knows that we are better together. United we stand, and divided we fall. And so what he does, he comes into the realm, into our family units, into our marriages, our relationships with our sons and our daughters, with one another, neighbors, and all sorts. And what he does, he causes chaos, and he causes all kinds of divers of just the disruptions. And before you know, with our relationships, we're supposed to be creating unbreakable bonds. We find ourselves in trouble. We have in toxic relationships, and with our children, with our spouses, with our family members. And so what we do here, we come together, we have discussions, and we are helpers of one another. There's no big eyes, there's no little U's, but together we are better. And so this is why on this format we have these discussions, and everyone gets a chance to write their comments and their opinions, and then we help each other, because that's what we are. We are helpers of one another. So I ask that each and every one of you, please be sure to share on your pages and every avenue we need you to share. And again, for you new tea timers, I believe Miss Wilson, Pastor Milson, I believe it's your first time here during my live while I'm doing the stream. So please, you all tea timers out there in the land, please welcome Pastor Maggie T. Wilson for joining us here at Tea Time with Tracy. And look at my sister, my number one fan, Cynthia Pickens Brewster. I always mention her because she is definitely my number one fan. My administrator is on. I'm also on live on my YouTube page, and I can see a comment from my dearest friend Jasmine. Thank you for tuning in over there on YouTube and keeping it going over there. I appreciate all of my tea timers. So now it's now 8:10, but let me put this up here. If you haven't received your copy of An Unbreakable Bond, please be sure to go to my, I believe it's my website. I'm going to try to get you to that. Did I get to put it up? Nope, that's something else. Give me a moment. I'm going to take you there to my website because I want you to, yes, get your copy of, right, go to my website. As you can see, it's scrolling on the bottom. Please be sure to go to my website and you can get a copy of my book. I also have an ebook as well, but you can get an autographed copy if you select that. And I'll be sure to mail you out your copy. It's An Unbreakable Bond, the ultimate mother and daughter relationship. You want to get your copy. There's something here for everyone. And I really need to get this out there. So many people have been blessed by this here book. I have reviews on Amazon, and if you have your copy, be sure to also go to Amazon and write your review there. It is real helpful to so many. Like I said, there's something for everyone in this book. An Unbreakable Bond, the ultimate mother and daughter relationship. You want to get it. You're going to get to see some insights with me and my daughter in our relationship. So thank you all for those who already have purchased. You can make more purchases, and you can be a blessing to someone as it was a blessing to you. It will be a blessing to someone else. So I just want to put that out there. And while I'm here, let me ask you all, do y'all like my lipstick? Y'all like my lips? Let me tell you, someone told me they love my lipstick, and I just want to do a quick promo if y'all don't mind. And I think I'm going to get a habit of doing that. Okay, so let me just tell you this. Tiffany Frank, she's on here. She has her cosmetic line called Fancy. I believe it's Fancy Queen. I have the lipstick on. Beautiful, and it feels good. And the name of it is called Speak Up, which is what I'm doing here on Tea Time with Tracy. I'm speaking up. And what better thing to do it than with these lips on? Speak Up is the name of her lipstick. And also on top of it, I have something called Trophy Wife. You might want to get these items from her. Tiffany Frank is there. If you can write in your website so someone can go on if they want to make purchases, I recommend you. It is really good product. And so I just want to put that out there. Since she's on, she's a dear fan of Tea Time with Tracy. So Tiffany, type in your website so if anyone decides they want to make a purchase, check you out. Let them do that. Okay. So let us dive into tonight's topic. Let's dive into tonight's topic. So tonight's topic is, oh my goodness, oh yes, I'm gonna put that up there real quick. I'm gonna put that up there real quick. That is the website where I got the lipsticks from. Right, it's fancyqueenscosmetic.com. It is a really good feel. You might want to dive into that. Oh, look at my mentor's on. Wanda Leftwich. I love to see her when she's here. Okay, so let me dive into the topic. Okay, it's been 13 minutes. I did my promo. I did my acknowledgement. Now let's talk about this. So today's topic, as I was saying earlier, is about should parents apologize to their children? Is that a yay or is that a nay? And of course, this is for open forum. I need everyone to put their comments, what their thoughts are concerning. Oh, my dearest friend Lonzell is on. Come on, you're hey there. So listen, I've had, I've heard a lot of parents say, I'm an adult. I don't have to apologize to my children. Some adults feel like that. Some parents feel like they do not have to apologize to their children. Like I said, one thing about here, everyone has their own opinion and their own feeling on why they think or why they feel what they feel. But this is a matter of topic of discussion. I think, this is me, I think it's a good idea to apologize to your children. And depending now, I believe that the apology it's on the basis of the situation. You have children, you have teenagers, and you have adults. These are three different areas of when it comes down to the apology. Now, I must say, okay, oh, my daughter is on. Yes. And I'm going to put her comment up of what she said. She said, it's nothing wrong with apologizing to your children. And I'm so glad that she said that because the other day we were in conversation, right? Naturel says it helps in with communication. My sister Cynthia says, of course, if needs be, doesn't matter whether you're the parent or child. Yeah. The thing about it is that it is really important. I believe that a lot of times that we find that a lot of difficulties that some adults have in relationships is because they have had, um, when you don't communicate with your children, I'm just talking about on all levels. A lot of times we raising our children, there are events or things that have taken place, and it may have scarred our child. And we don't even realize that we've never apologized for the thing that it was something that, I mean, we made the decision with our life, but it affected them. You understand? And so uh, it's important that we apologize or you stop and look back over your life. Let me just talk about a conversation. The other day, my daughter and myself and my dearest friend, we were sitting together and we were talking. And my daughter shared with my daughter and my dearest friend that she was, she kind of, we went through a period of time where she resented me. And listening to her, I was like, ooh. I remember that time and I heard what she was saying, but I still felt, I was like, did I ever apologize to her? I believe I did, but I thought about it. Did I ever apologize to her? And what happened was we went through a period. during most of her teenage years, we had so much financial troubles, hardships, and she wore it. She, even in the midst of all our trials and tribulations, she maintained her her way when it came down to schooling. Like she remained on the honor roll. She remained going to church, making all of uh, meeting the obligations from making all of the services and participating with praise and worship and praise dance and everything that was required of her, she was fulfilling. Yet on my end, I was lacking. For one reason or another, I just couldn't seem to get myself together. I was not moving, I wasn't functioning in the best manner, right? And so, exactly. And so, what happened is, I it was a rough time. So she was coming to the place where she was resenting me that she didn't want to hear anything from me. Like she didn't want to hear me when I say anything from me, she didn't want me to ask her to do anything. So if I said to her, come to church, she was like, what I'm going to go to church for? Why am I going to come when you ask me to come? She was never disrespectful. She never said it, but her attitude was in a resent that I knew she resented me. I knew she was upset with me because she felt like every time she turned around, we had one issue after another, one issue after another. And what's the purpose of her abiding and obeying me when I am not holding up my end of the bargain? That was my thinking pattern right now. But back then, all I was like, my thought was, I don't care, no matter where we are, what the situations are, I am still her mother, and whatever I ask her to do, she best to do it. I didn't even think about what her feelings were actually back then. It was just that I'm telling you to come, I'm telling you to do this, and I expect her to do it. But she resented me. And I bring this up because at this particular time, she had just met, I was asking her, let me just say this. I introduced her to her husband. But at the time when I told her, I says, oh, listen, he worked with me. I said, I want you to come to the church because he's coming to the church and I want him to meet you. And so she was like, I'm not coming to the church in the afternoon. I said, oh, yeah, you're going to come. I need you to come. So the first time I invited him, she said she was coming and then she didn't show up because she was angry with me. She resented me. And it was like, Mommy want me to come to church and I'm not coming. And so what she did was she didn't show up. The second time, the next weekend, he said, I told him to come. And I said, listen, Cole, I need you to come to meet this young man. He's a really decent guy, da da da, explain it to her. And so she was like, I'm going to come, I'm going to come. The day of, she decided that she didn't want to come. And so I'm like, this young man works for me. He's working double shift. He gets off of work. He's going to make sure he comes. And the least you can do is be here. Well, she was like, why is he coming to meet me in church? He's supposed to be coming to meet God. And I'm not coming. And I said, oh, no, you're going to come. Mommy, I done did the house. I'm not coming. I told her, I says, you're going to come to this church. She said, Mom, I'm not coming. I'm telling you, I'm not coming. I said, Cola, if you don't get to this church, you better leave my keys on the counter. All I know, when I get home, you better not be there. I don't care where you go, but you will not be staying with me. Now, honey, I don't know what possessed me to say this to my one and only child, who I love dearly, who has always been respectful, but that day, she was so stubborn, like she really was so finished with me that she was like, this one thing she wants me to do the most, I am not going to do it. But somehow or another, she got herself together. She came to the church. She met him and been with him ever since. And now I got another grandchild on the way. Just want to share that with y'all. But not to get away from the topic, but let me see what Montrese says. She said, I think it depends on, can I get some hearts? I shared a little bit more than what uh, can I get some hearts, y'all? Can I get some hearts? Montre says, I think it depends on what you're apologizing for. You don't apologize for parenting to the best of your ability. I think explaining why you did what you did or reacted the way you reacted as a parent is necessary. Yes. Because what happens is that I think that, a lot of times parents feel like they don't want to apologize to the children because they see that as a sign of weakness, or they see it as I ain't do nothing wrong, so I don't have to apologize to you. You came for me. Why should? But we have to understand that. Okay, let me explain this. If you had a parent decide to have more children, to make a move, to a big move, or even get a divorce per se, these are life decisions supposedly for the betterment of the family. I don't think you have to apologize to your children for those types of uh, changes. But I think you ought to apologize to your children if you done went down. Like, let me use me example. I have to listen. Baby girl, I didn't handle my finances properly. And I'm sorry because of me not mishandling my finances. It caused you to have to suffer and go through, the homeless, housing situations and not having a lot of things you had to have. I think it's okay to apologize for that. But some of the things, let me see, Cola says, when a parent apologizes to their child, it helps to put an end to anger or feeling misunderstood that builds up over time. Exactly. 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 And Montrese, you're right. I think it depends on what you're apologizing for. You don't apologize for parenting to the best of your ability. I think explaining why you did what you did or reacted the way you reacted as a parent. But what about those children who parents wind up on drugs per se and had a rough time, and then later on they get their lives together, and now the children feel like they resent their parent for putting, say, the drugs before them, but now the parent is cleaned up and living right and doing right. How, you know they should apologize to the child, that because the child felt the weight or of the experience. But some parents feel like that was my life, and how my life turned out, it turned out, and I don't have to apologize to you for the error of my mistakes or the error of my way. But I think we should. Um, Monchi says, in my 32 years of life, my father whipped me one time. His thing was, I'm only going to whip my kids if they do something I don't ever want them to do again. I think explaining the reason is necessary. He didn't have to apologize for that, but he explained, yes, 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 yes. I just think that, a lot of times, oh, thank you. Uh, all right. I think that what happens is, but what happens to the parents? Uh, what if a parent feels like, at the end of the day, why, what do you gain from me apologizing to you? What is your, Cola says it helps ease away the anger, remove the anger, or put an end to the anger, or feeling misunderstood that builds up over the time. You know, Natural. Uh, this is a, oh, thank you, Natural. She said this is starting good already. I think that, it's healthy. It's healthy. A lot of times I believe that the family relationships are toxic and that we can't build because of we have a hard time acknowledging um, errors, or acknowledging that, what, I am your parent and I'm subject to mistakes in life, and even raising you. But uh, that don't mean that I can't apologize. That some parents feel like, what, I don't owe you an apology. All right, Naturel's right. Some parents are only taught one way, and that is, I'm your parent and I don't owe you anything. But I think we owe, it's just like, and that's how come I think in relationships, it affects people in their relationships, in their adult relationships. Even When you don't apologize, even with little children, that helps children how to play on the playground. How to interact even on the playground, because they understanding that how to apologize when you err. Marchi says sometimes it doesn't put an end to the anger because it's done already. Some people hold that action that even if you apologize, I can't forgive you. Oh, that's deep. And it's true. But this is the thing. Sometimes, even if you don't get them to forgive you, even if they don't forget, you yourself should want to be able to relieve yourself of it's you acknowledging, you know what? You deserve to hear this from me. Whether you accept it or not, but you deserve to hear it. And I think that's the part, is that parents feel like you don't deserve it, and parents feel like kids don't deserve to be apologized to, but kids feel like I deserve that from you. Mommy, daddy, I felt the weight of your life, of your actions, of your the way you lived. I felt the weight of that. And so at least acknowledge me being feeling the weight of it. Tiffany says, I think some parents don't see it's necessary to apologize for things that they have done in the past. They don't realize that it affects their children and decisions they make. It does. That's where I'm trying to lean to. We don't even realize how those types of when we don't apologize, you can look at your children's relationships and you can see sometimes, you know what, had I dealt with them a little bit different in this area, maybe they will respond differently. Maybe their thought pattern will be differently. Maybe they will, you know, this wouldn't play a role in their relationship had I handled this matter. That's what I'm talking about. Cola says, as the child that is now an adult, how do you deal with the parent that never acknowledged your experience growing up, even when you tried to have conversations about it? Whoa. As a child that is now an adult, how do you deal with the parent that never acknowledged your experience in growing up, even when you try to have conversations about it? The thing about that is that um, the thing. This is the thing. As we would like for our parents to receive us and to acknowledge the experience. We would like that, but at the end of the day, what happens is that for a parent to acknowledge it, sometimes their makeup from where they come from, like their back, even they don't understand the importance of it because they didn't have anyone apologize to them. So let alone and or acknowledge that their upbringing. Like, I mean, if you have somebody who was raised in a family of alcoholism, let's just say, everyone was alcoholics, and to them, that's, it's not a big deal, not understanding that the effects of it in their life, in their adulthood, but they have to realize, you know what, this happened in my family. I may have followed the trait of it. So then I'm telling my child, listen, this is what I did. This is what I know. Somebody got to stop and break the curse. Somebody got to stop and recognize, hey, listen, I don't want this here to repeat. So let me bring this to the table. Hey, daughter. Hey, son. You know what? Daddy did this. Mommy did this. You had to feel the weight of it. I'm sorry. I apologize. Now, this is what I'm going to ask of you. Pay attention to the signs. When I was doing this, and then you have to sit down, but when they don't want to do that, it's like you, as a child who are experiencing it, you have to be conscientious not to be that parent. You become opposite of that parent, and you make sure that you don't be the one that not acknowledge an experience, if that makes sense. I hope I answered your question, Cola. Natural cell, it's a self thing. Alicia says some parents may not know what they have or are doing. It's true. Jasmine says our parents were raised differently, hence they had a hard time apologizing to us. So we in turn use that same concept with our children. However, oh, because it was something that I did not like. Yes, yes. Montrese says that's so true. And so what happens is we have to understand, like going back to Alicia, she says some parents may not know what they have or are doing, what they are doing. You know, it's true. And what happens is, like I'm telling you, when you start looking at your relationships, and I'm talking about us, we all adults here. When we start looking at our relationships, I guarantee you, you can see some things from your parents' perspective in terms of, you know what, I sounded just like my mom, or that was something my mother would do. Is that really me? I don't want to repeat that. Or if you can see, like I'm like me. Let me use something. Let me think of something. I used to be. Thank God for the Holy Ghost. Let's just say that I am saved, sanctified, Holy Ghost filled, and fire baptized. But I wasn't always this person. And I remember I had the attitude. My mom had a really strong personality, and so did I in my marriage. My personality was strong. There were things that I was taught. There was things that I was said. I repeated it, but I realized I don't want to. There's certain things that I didn't like how certain things that ways that I was thinking because I felt like this is the way I'm supposed to think. This is how I'm supposed to be over how I want it to be. I was raised wherein, you do as you told, you know, but there were things that I didn't think that I didn't agree with. So why should I continue in that way if I didn't agree with it? And this day and time, let me see. I hope I'm making sense. Oh, I'm missing some. Okay, wait a minute. Here we go. Montrese said that's true. Alicia said general. Uh, we call it generational curses, but it's really generational decision. Oh my God. Yes. I didn't, sorry, guys. I didn't really come. Yes, that's what it is. We've been saying generational curses, but it's really not generational. We made decisions in our life, and those decisions we made, but believe it or not, they appears to be curses because it's like you do as I do. So monkey see, monkey do, monkey get in trouble too. That used to be a saying. But we like to say, do as I say, not as I do. But we actually do what you do over what you say. I believe that. If I'm right, give me some hearts on that one. I think that's we say do as we want out to do. Don't do as I do as I say. No. We wind up doing what you do. We follow is we be following you. It's easier said than done. You can tell me something, but I come out better doing what you show me. So if you're telling me don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, don't smoke, but everybody around me smoking, guess what? I don't care how many times you told me not to smoke, I might just smoke. Everybody around me smoking. Jazz said, I decided to change the things I did not like. Open communication with respect at dinner time. Yes, yes. But I think it's important that we acknowledge that what Montrese says, I think most parents don't feel they even owe an explanation because they're the parent. You know what? That's what I was talking about. It's true. A lot of parents feel like that they don't owe their children, and I think it's a sad thing because you hurt your children when you don't apologize. You put them in a place where you need to think about that. Doreen says, I've apologized to my daughter for things that I've done when she was younger that had an effect on her, and now that she's an adult, she has told me that she appreciated the fact that I apologized to her. I'm telling you, apology can go 1,000 ways. A apology can carry a person so far. How hard, to say, because the thing is, I think what happens is a lot of time parents don't want to do a self reflect or self check. Thank you, Maggie, Pastor Wilson. A lot of times parents don't want to do that self check. They be like, what's done is done. What is done is done. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow may never come. All we have is today. Well, because of that, we can't clean up what we messed up, but we can begin from this point. The thing is, it's about acknowledging. I think Alicia talked once about accountability and things like that. You want to acknowledge, hey, you know what, daughter? I'm 53 years of age, and I had you at 25. And but from the age of 25 up to the present day, there's a lot of things that mommy thinks she did that was correct, and there's a whole lot of things that I did was wrong. Like I told my daughter when she was young, I said, when you're little, you're gonna love me, but when you get older, you're gonna judge me, and it's okay. Why? Because she has a right to look at her life and see the role that I played in it, whether it was good, whether it was bad, whether it was ugly or indifferent. She has a right and she's entitled to her feelings and to her perception of what she experienced. I, as the parent, as the adult who loves her, I have an obligation to her to accept and acknowledge what her feelings are. That's where we come into the issue, and because we feel like our children don't have a right to their feelings, and therefore, because we feel they don't have a right to their feelings, we can't apologize to them. That's where it really boils down to. That's what it really boils down to. Let me see. Uh, Cola says, how did you feel and handle hearing what your daughter was feeling? What advice would you give to a parent that has a hard time hearing their child's truth? I did when you were saying that to me, I felt it. Even though I know that I apologized, I still felt like, wow, she resented me. No parent want their child to resent them, but you know what? At the end of the day, it was justifiable on your end. But when I look at it and I see how I could have done things, but when you know better, you do better. But when you don't, is you at a loss. So my thing is, I'm so sorry for the experience that you had with me and my lack of mismanagement. However, I pray that because you had that experience, that it didn't bring you to a, even though you resented me at the time, I pray that you will not allow yourself to fall into that type of situation that I was in that caused me to move the way that I did, or that you will learn from the trial, from the error of my mistake. And my advice to parents out there is that you need to try to hear your children, because you love your children and you want better for them. And for each one, reach one. And it's all about us building our relationship with our children and with one another, so that we can remove having toxic family relationships and toxic mother and daughter and sons and these types of relationships. This is how we smooth, how we set the path to build bonds that it won't be unbreakable bonds by dealing with these types of issues. I hope, am I good? Was that good? Was that good, y'all? I hope y'all understanding what I'm saying here. Can I get some hearts? Are we on a good top? I think this is we're doing all right. But let me get to some of these answers, these questions, because I y'all going all the way down. I'm talking a little bit too much. But let's see. Marchi said, parents have a do as I say, not as I do mentality. Natural said, you missed my comment. I didn't miss your comment, Natural. I think I seen your comment. But let me go back up because I'm trying to catch. Oh, I sure did. I'm sorry. Please understand. I'm doing my best to make sure that I follow with everyone. I do not intentionally miss the comments, but I am trying to follow with everyone. But Natural said, it's all in communication. My mom apologizes to me, and I do the same. It's the best feeling in the world. Also, I am taught your actions always cause a reaction. Exactly. Exactly. You're absolutely right. I apologize for missing that one, but you're absolutely right. I missed a lot of comments. Let me go back up here. Okay, so Jazz, Alicia said we call it gentleman. Okay, Jazz, I decide to change. Okay, Natural. Okay, let me go. I'm trying to get them. Okay, Jazz, I missed one. Let's see here. Y'all remember, listen, if y'all could take the time to write them, I could take the time to show them. So y'all just bear with me. To this day, Jazz said we still do that. And at 32, we have a strong bond. Oh, yeah. Montrese says, I think most parents don't feel they even owe an explanation because they're the parent. It's true. It's so true. Doreen said, I think I just apologized to my daughter. Things I've done right. Doreen said that. And she has told me that she appreciated. Maggie says, that's true. I think I dealt with colas already. How do you feel? Okay, y'all, I'm coming. I'm getting to you soon. Parents have a do as you say. Yep, 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 yep. Alicia, okay, Alicia, I did tell you. Sometimes you don't know what you're doing as a parent. I'm not talking about abusive parent. Right, right. Alicia said those parents who really think they are doing the best for their child really believe they are doing the right by their kids and children. I believe that. I believe that. In this moment, you don't know any better. Exactly. You really don't. You're doing the best you can, but at the same time, when they bring it to your attention, you might want to consider. Parents don't know how their decisions affect their children in their adult life. That's the key that one discussion is because of the adult life. It affects your adult life to the core. Years later, I come to realize I could have been better. So that's your excuse, reason for being a broken adult? No, no, that's not the excuse for it. But at the end of the day, it has a place. It has its place. It has its place. Montrese said, you always say, though, on Tracy, what I didn't do, you do better. I think that is so profound. Exactly. I think that's the best I can ever tell her is that what are you to do it better. Natural said it's all in communication. My mom apologized to me. I do that same thing. Okay, we said that. Okay, I got that one. Doreen says some parents don't acknowledge their shortcomings and feel that they don't need to apologize to their children for what they said or done to them because they're the parent and that's it. And I think we really need to, we might want to change it up. Okay, Pastor Maggie says some parents. Oh no, that no, Maggie said here. She said I had to apologize to my children for my actions because I didn't want to repeat the negative behavior my mother raised me with. At some point, I was headed that way, so I apologized. When we learn better, we should do better. Our relationship has improved since apology. Who? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's about that's how we listen, our children, we are the gateway to the future, right? Our children, we're the gateway. Our children come through us. We're the nurturers. What we set the tone for this generation. And I'm telling you, the things that we're seeing is because of where we our lack of or that self check when it come down to not doing it. There it is, right there. Overseer said it. Self inventory is important. I apologize to my son whenever necessary. Walk in truth, whether dealing with your children or others. Whoo, come on now, y'all. This is what I'm talking about. It's true. People, it's so true. An apology can go some ways. You'll be surprised how quick people are healed from a simple apology. Immediately, people will go years and years and years, pain, hurt. My mom, like, let's just say, if a parent had a mother who was out in the streets, or a father who was out in the street. I'm just saying, who just neglected them completely, and they was put into left with family members in the system, whatever it was, and your parent never apologized to you. I don't care how great you get in life, how much money you obtain, how successful, what name you make. There is a pain that lies within that weighs deep down that you will always have like that. You know, no matter how great I am, my mom never apologized. My mom never even acknowledged that I had to go through all I went through because of her, because of him. You know, yeah, I'm telling you. I'm not saying that it's the reason for people not becoming successful. Some people will use whatever they use, but it plays a role, a specific role, even in your relationships. I believe that. I really believe that. I really believe that. That's so good, overseer. Yes, baby girl. Yes, yes. Thank you, Pastor Wilson. This is a very good, Kim said, this is a very good topic to develop in a healthy relationship. Oh, yes. Thank you, Overseer. That just blessed me to see that. I have some great administrators. Montrese Brewster and Alicia Kears are my administrators. And we go, and Cola Roberts, my daughter, we all come together with topics. And sometimes I accept the topics from my viewers. I get messages from my viewers, because viewers, let me explain this to you all. Tea Time with Tracy, I'm just going to do a quick plug. Tea Time with Tracy is where we come together to encourage each other, admire and assist each other in building up our relationships so we can create unbreakable bonds on all levels. Unbreakable bonds with our sons, with our daughters, with our siblings, with our family, with our spouses, even when it comes to work relationship and just relationship in general. Relationships are important. And we must create a bond that is unbreakable. Because as I always say, we have an enemy that's after our soul, and he does not like unity. Because anything that we do it better together. Because the Bible tells us one can chase 1,000 and two can put 10,000 to flight. So you know we are better together. So what the enemy does, he infiltrates. He get into our families. He get into our minds. He get into our relationships and into situations, and he causes all kind of chaos and chaotic situations. And before we know it, we have all types of issues that we can't seem to deviate from, because we don't take the time to deal with it. We don't take the time to do self checks. We don't take the time to discuss it. And so, what we do here in Tea Time, we bring all these topics to the forefront so we can be helpers of one another. Because we always say, we are better together. There's no big eyes, no little U's. We are a team. And we are better together. And we as women and men, and even the men that come on here, your opinion matters. Everybody's opinion matters here on Tea Time with Tracy. So let me also tell you, please get your copy of An Unbreakable Bond, the ultimate mother and daughter relationship. You do not want to go without having a copy. Get your copy. You can go to my website and you can get your copy there. Okay, so let me get back to the topic of discussion. We got some comments here, and I want to get them out there on the table, because you are writing, and I love it. I am telling you, what you are writing, what you are saying are so key, and it's going to be a help to somebody that come across this here live. So again, so Kim, let's go back to, I don't want to miss anybody. So let me go back, start from where Kim, where Overseer may have mentioned, and then I'm going to take it from there. So uh, um, let's go right there. So she said, this was a good topic, very good topic. Let me go on to the next thing. She says, I've always admired your relationship with Cola. You always allowed her to express herself. I'll allow Rock to express himself. I promote telling the truth. That's why apology is not a problem. Exactly. That's exactly what I want to get to. That's true, Doreen Hunter. Sharon says, my daughter appreciates when, good to see you, Sharon. My daughter says, appreciates when I can admit when I'm wrong. And she always said, that's okay, mommy, which makes me feel worse. She's so forgiving. I was like that. Yes, yes, yes. But that the thing is, we got to keep on doing it. We got to keep on doing it. So let me get to the rest of um, um, these comments here. Yes. I grew up in the system. Oh wow, Pastor Wilson. You know what? You see, oh God, Lord, I thank you. That's and that's why it's so important that we do apologize and we acknowledge. Montreal says, you as child have to be open to receive the apology. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes, yes. Kim said we have an obligation to apologize and to forgive. Now, Sherelle says The unbreakable bond is priceless, and when one experiences it, it's amazing. Yes, yes, and it's doable. People think that you can't have unbreakable bonds. You can have an unbreakable bond with your family members, with your children. Pastor Milson says she never apologized verbally, but her actions shown that she apologized. And our relationship was good before she died. She became my best friend before her death. Oh, that is music to my ears. That's why it's important. Another thing, too, sometimes we got to remember, even if it doesn't come verbally, we have to pay attention to the signs of an apology. Because some people just don't know how to say it. Or as important that is to hear it, some people just don't know how to say it. I remember my mom was a boisterous Southern woman, and she was always her mindset was, there's I'm the woman of this house. I'm the she's like, no matter how grown you get, you'll never be as grown as me. That was her mindset, and she told us, and we always know, yeah, mama, we ain't never as grown as mama. But I remember with my daughter, she said, Tracy, I love my daughter was 4 years old when my mom said this to me. She says, Tracy, I love your relationship with your daughter. I love how you do. I'm learning a lot watching you. You don't know how that blessed my heart to this very day. And I think that was probably the beginning of me formulating, building, making sure that I had a great relationship with my daughter. Because my mom she wasn't the affectionate type of mother, but she was always there, provide, her and my dad. I was blessed, but I didn't have that kind of like that affection type thing going on. So I made a point to make sure I do it. It wasn't that my daughter needed, whether she needed it or not. I felt like you may not feel that it's important, but I think it's important to do. And so I did it. I made a point to make sure that I was affectionate to her, you know, because some things you may not have been raised with, but it doesn't mean that you cannot take on that attribute or that characteristic, especially if it's going to be beneficial. It ain't nothing to harm your child, but it can build them. Montrese says, I believe most times parents are trying to shield us from the matters at hand also. It's not all bad. Maybe at the time you weren't able to handle what your parent was dealing with. That's why I say think it depends what you're apologizing for. You're absolutely right, Montrese. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Naturel says, telling the truth comes with apologizing most times. I really believe that. I really believe that. When you apologize, yes. And it's just own it up. My cousin says if you're hurt by your parents and they don't apologize, you can be healed by forgiving them. That's true too. That's true too. That's true too. Annabelle said exactly. Forgiveness is for Marchi said forgiveness is for you, not the other person. Yeah, but like I said, apology does go a long way. An apology does go a long way. I think an apology goes a long way, and it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. Mattress said that's true. Kimberly says, unfortunately, some people will never apologize. Accept people for who or where they are. Don't expect too much, and you won't be disappointed. Don't stress yourself. Move on. True. It's true. But as parents, we should want to see. We should our ultimate goal is that our children, for our children to be whole, for our children to be whole. Did I miss something? Am I missing somebody? We want our children to be whole. We want to be able to make sure that our uh, our family unit. We want to mend where we can mend, and we want to build where we can build. We have to understand that we have that. If there's nothing perfect and there's nothing 100%. Okay, Did I miss anybody? Did I miss a comment? Okay. Um, it's important though. I just think it's very important that we make sure that we do our best. Do our best to study our children, to study our families, even adult children, because this is not just about the little children. Little children, teenagers, adult children, at every level. When you apologize, let's just take a little child. When you apologize to a little child, for instance, uh, you're yelling at the little one because you're overload. You're in overload. You got a lot going on. You got a heavy plate. You got to cook dinner. You got to wash clothes, and you're yelling, "Hey!" Keep yelling at the child, and the child's like, "Why are you yelling?" Like they can't say it, but they're like, "Mom, it's okay to say, baby, mommy got it. Mommy's doing a lot right now. Mommy, I just need you to calm down. I need you to just relax a little bit." It's okay to do that with your child because when you do that, you're teaching the child that, sometimes things can get out of hand, but let me stop and acknowledge it. It's nothing wrong with that. Let's take a teenager, for example. You know, Sometimes you need to explain to your teenager. Now, teenagers, they don't want to, when they come in and our parents and they have a short attention span. They can't deal with their parents. Most teenagers, when they get to a certain point, they don't really want to deal with their parents, but so much. And they don't want to hear too much you have to say. So you don't have to do a whole lot of apologize, but just show a little empathy at times. Um, Montrese says, I think an explanation should come before the apology. I did this because of this. And if it makes you feel like this, then I apologize. Boom. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly, Montrese. Exactly. There's nothing wrong in an explanation. But the truth of the matter is, what was Sharon said, yes, Montrese, she could have just apologized without telling me why she is apologizing. Yes, yes. Montrese says, some things are beyond your control. Life happens. Lessons are repeated until the lesson is learned. Learn the lesson so you don't have to repeat. Exactly. Exactly. But I just think that it's just really, it would be really beneficial to us though if we do take the time to acknowledge. I just think it's nothing wrong in stepping back and saying, when I look things over, I did, of course I did the best that I know how to do with what but at the end of the day, you know it's okay to reflect in life. It's okay. I think we should we should reflect. Reflection is good. It's good for you. And like I said, you be surprised, how much, how, how your children can be healed by that. Your children can be healed when you tell them that, you know? Your children can be healed, you know? I just think it's important that I think it's important that we take the time to acknowledge, children, to your children, that I really need to. Hello, Aaron. Good to see you. Good to see you. It's important. Apology can, like I said, some of our children life decisions they make, we don't even realize that it's happened because somewhere along the line, we have tripped up. And I'm come on, we got, let's be, like I said, there's no perfect parent, there's no book in raising children. But at the end of the day, if your children come to you and they say to you, you know what, ma, so and so and so and so, I just want to know why, you could apologize. And your parent is like, apologize for what? I did what I did and that's it. Get over it. I think that's cruel. I think that is a cruel thing to tell your child to get over it. It's over with. That time has passed. That's no. No, I don't think that that's the right way to handle that. I really don't think that we should make our children feel like adult children feel like that their feelings don't count, that they are, what, if like I said, if we're home, listen, if you homeless and you got children, your children are homeless too. Your children has to deal with the issue at hand because of the decision you made. You can't expect your children to feel like, to think that, oh, what it is, what it is. Well, you still with me. I ain't had that. That's I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Boom. Sharon, that's it right there. Hey, I screwed up. Mommy, sorry. I wish I can do a repeat, but I can't. I wish the things that I know at this age that I knew at the age when I was raising you, I wish I knew it, but I didn't. But my prayer to you, daughter, is that you remember it enough not to repeat it. Is that fire or what? Is that heart's what? Is that the truth what? Let what you experience with me be enough to keep you from repeating. Let your experience with me on the negative be enough to keep you from repeating. And to make sure you do 10 times better. Because we're so quick also to see the error of the way and hold it over the parent that we can move forward because we got that we can't move forward. And then before we realize it, we stagnated. We we ain't no better than our parent because we're so quick to hold on to what they didn't do, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and we know about that. I used to always say, if was a fifth, we all be drunk. But neither here or there. But like you said, that's right, Sharon. Tell the truth. We screwed up. Overseer said, it's very cruel, but that is someone's reality. Unfortunately, those behaviors are passed down. It's true. Martrice says, my father told me his job is to make sure I don't experience the world and life as he knew it. Do I expect an apology? No. He explained his reasons. Sharon said, yes, ma'am. I wish I knew. My daughter and I have an incredible bond. Yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. So, Kayette, it's good to see you. Aaron Skinner, please give me some comments. Good to see you, Sean Holland. Write your comments. Everybody's opinion and comments matter here. We are helpers of one another. I'm seeing y'all coming in on the live. I see you, Joanne Ham. Please make sure you leave some comments. Your comments are important. We are helpers of one another. Kelly Gorell, I see you on the line. Lisa Stewart, I see you there. Please chime in. Give us your comments. Your comments are important. They're going to help somebody. Everyone's opinion matters here. There's no big eyes or little you, but your opinion matters here, and we would love to hear from you. So keep your comments coming. As you all know, the topic of discussion on tonight is, should parents apologize to their children? That is the topic of discussion. Should parents apologize to their children? Is it a yay or is it a nay? And we're all making our discussing and we're bringing about, because again, like I said, we are helpers of one another. At each one reach one, we are better together, and this is what it's all about. But this is so good. You all are really touching on some really giving some great comments and giving some great thoughts here, and it's going to help someone because someone's on the line, someone's watching, someone will watch. And there's a parent who feel like, you know what, my kid is asking for me to apologize, but I'm not apologizing to them. Listen, that's my life. I'm over it. I'm here now. I'm at this age. They don't. We're at this stage in life, and they feel like I don't need to. There's no need. And maybe now they may think differently, and maybe now they will be like, you know what? Let me take a step in, and let me try to see what I can do. Maybe I'll sit down with my children. Maybe I sit down with my children and let them know that I appreciate them and that they matter and that their thoughts and their feelings and their opinions matter. You know, yeah, like Sharon said, she said she wished she knew. She said my daughter and I have an incredible bond. Uh, Natrell said that's the truth. Uh, Overseer said Christ can make the difference. Honey, let's go there. Christ most definitely can make the difference. You know, if you don't have a relationship with him, I suggest you get one and you can start on tonight. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Because with him, you know, all things are possible. Because life alone without Christ is hard. But with him, it makes it a lot easier because you have a source. You have a lead where you have a way that will direct you and show you the truth. Yep. And so, oh my goodness, Chelsea Victoria. Hello there, hello there, hello there. Good to see you. And baby true. All right, you guys, I'm all right now. That is the truth. If the word if was a fifth, you know we all be drunk. Because everybody talking about if I could, if I, you know, it's so true. Hey, Shanette, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Montrese says, so to answer the topic question, I think an apology is required where necessary. At some point, you have to remember, as I said, life happens. You can't apologize for your child, but you can apologize for how you made your child feel, but also explain. Oh my goodness, Mother Johnson is on the line. Oh my goodness, this is magnificent. Montrese, you hit it on the head. Mother Johnson, good to see you. I'm so glad to have you on board with us. God bless your life. Oh my goodness, Joanne Ham, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, they learn from us. Parents, it is important. Especially when we start getting up there in age in general, just in general though, we must understand the importance of apologizing to our children. That's the topic of this discussion, and Montrese hit it on the head. The topic of discussion is should parents apologize to children, yay or nay? And Montrese gave us a really great comment there. And she says, at the end of the day, at some point, you have to remember, as I said, life happens. And we have to remember that life happens. Yes, it does. You can't apologize for your child, but you can apologize for how you made your child feel. Boom, exactly. Because we have to understand our children, the results in their adult life plays a role. Our life that we led as a parent and raising our children, everything we experience, guess what? They experienced it and they almost experienced it double than what we did. Why? Because we had to care for them. So they have to watch us in our era, and what our concerns were become doubly concerned for them because they're like, if mommy's worried, if mommy's having a hard time, if daddy's struggling, if daddy is frustrated, and daddy's aggravated, the children become fearful because they're feeling our nerves. They're feeling what we are experiencing. So, and they know that they're the children, and they know they're depending on us to care for them. So, if we can't care for them, then who's going to care for them? So, the weight of us trying to care for them, they're feeling the weight. Mommy's having a hard time caring for me, and if mommy can't do it, who's going to do it? So that brings on stress. That brings on nervousness. That brings on all types of issues with our children. And guess what? It plays a role in their adult life. So when they become of age and they come a certain age, they have the fixation on their functions are a certain way specifically because they have that memory of what they experienced in their childhood. And then when they come to the age like, well, you know what, daddy needs to apologize because you know what, I feel like I'm experiencing this. And especially if your children come to you. If your children come to you with this type of expression that I'm feeling this way, I'm having this experience. As a parent, you know what you did. You know where you fell short. You have an obligation for the sanctity, for the wholeness of your children to let them know and explain to them and apologize to them. I believe that. I believe that we need to do that. And we'll find that our children and our children's children will be a whole lot better when we do. Shanette says, Should parents apologize to their children? I did, and I know I didn't do anything to him or spoke to him in the wrong way, but just in case I did, I apologize anyway. That's good. That's good. That's good. Whatever works, if it's for their betterment, because it's all about the betterment of our children, and it's all about us creating unbreakable bonds. And if this is the way, I would rather my children be closer to me than away from me. I remember I heard someone say, how could one parent who raised 10 children, let's say one parent raised 10 children, but 10 children can't help one parent. Have it ever occurred to you what that parent was like when they were raising them children? You see the effects of that, because you'd be like, how you have all that, and nobody want to be around. Think about what we were as parents and raising them. So they have those things before them. I remember it was a song that we used to listen to my father. It was a country song, and the man was saying that the little boy kept asking the father to play with him in the video. He kept telling daddy to play with him, and the daddy kept talking about he got to work. And every time the little son kept asking his father to be with him, he wanted to go out with him, he wanted to do things with his father, and the father kept saying, "I gotta go to work, I gotta go to work, I gotta go to work." The tables turn. The father get older. The son grows up. He gets married. He has family, and the father wants the son to come and be with him. And now the son is telling his father, "I can't be there. I gotta work. I'm busy." And then the father reflected back to, ah, he saw what he did to his son, that his son in return repeated the same thing to him. That's why we have to understand the importance of apologizing. Had he took the time, if this is good, give me some hearts. If he would have took the time to maybe apologize, listen, explain to his son, you know what, if I didn't work the time that I worked and did the things that I did and did not spend, you wouldn't have had the roof over your head, the food on the table. Explain to him. But now you want your child's presence in time that you didn't give them. That's what we say. You can't, if you don't deposit it, you can't get it back. If you don't put money in the bank, you can't get the money out. You can't get from your children what you didn't put in your children. Oh, don't expect different than what you gave. So the way to do that is that you don't expect it, but what you do is you acknowledge it, and then you build. You build from there. Am I talking right? Mother Johnson said, it's a must that we apologize to our children. Yes. Chelsea says, parents and children need a healthy relationship. Apologies are made to seem as if the parent is weak, and it's not. Yes, apologizing to your children is humility and admitting that mommy and daddy aren't oh, y'all know, oh, y'all bringing it tonight. I love that. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Amen, Chelsea. Yes. Humility. Jasmine said, you made me feel a certain way. She'll look at me and say, Mom, I'm sorry. That was not my intent. And I love that. I love that. It's sincere from the heart. Yes. 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 You all are doing wonderful on tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is important. We need each other. We are helpers of one another. What am I missing something? Oh, I missed something. I missed some comments, didn't I? Oh, wait, I missed some comments. Right. Montrese said, and because we feel that's why parents try to shield us from these things, hence why you explain. If it was up to you as a parent, you wouldn't go through those things. Yes. And you just automated, Master Jazz said, did I miss some? I think I missed some. I got so excited and I just done jumped down. I have to be careful. So y'all bear with me a little bit, but I'm just loving this tea time. We're gonna go to 9:30 and then because I've been a little long, but I thank you all for tuning in to Tea Time with Tracy. These discussions are very important. We are helpers of one another. It's very important that we share with each other and help build each other so that we can have healthy relationships with our children, with our spouses, and with our families. Everything, each one, our opinions matters here. Chelsea said, it teaches their kids that you're not too big to apologize. That's why some adults can't forgive and apologize now because it wasn't taught to them that apologies aren't a weakness, it's strength. Oh my God, y'all bringing it tonight. I get excited because y'all saying the things that I feel from the subject matter. Those are my thoughts. Those are my feelings. And I'm like, and I think about my relationship with my own daughter. And although there were times that I felt like, I know I have to apologize. I shouldn't have said that. I was wrong. God, why did I think like that about her? Why did I feel like that? Why didn't I trust her to, like I think about those kinds of things. Like I remember we went through a moment of time where I was comparing her to other children. Yes, I did. Y'all didn't know that, but she did. And one day we was in the farmers in the deli, and she said to me, "I am not her." And I was like, "Who?" I said, "I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I did not mean anything by that." And then having the dawn on me how often I was comparing her to the point that it got to her and she had to yell it out, "I am not her," that it made me joke. And so I say this to you, if your child is constantly coming to you, or if there's something happening, your child said to you, "Hey mom, that this happened, I remember this." And so don't be so quick to say, "No, that didn't happen." Listen, if you are especially if we reach a certain age and our children can say something, that means somewhere along the line it's in their memory. We may be the one that be in the one that ever, because if they're telling us and this is what they remember, we can't dismiss them. As a parent, we can't dismiss them and their feelings and their thoughts on the matter, because they're telling you, "This is what I felt, this is what happened," and boom. We can't say, "No, that didn't happen. No, you're looking at it wrong." You know how many times I did that, Cola? I had to catch myself. I said, "Wait a minute." And be like, "Oh, her memory could be wrong." No, most of the time, when a child remembers something, can I get some hearts? Most of the time, when a child remembers something. Now, in adult life, we may be a little bit, we may be like, "Wait a minute now, Cole, now, you know what now? Wait a minute." But if it's something from the childhood and they bring that up, honey, you best to believe that pretty much happened. I'm just saying. Anyone agree with me? I mean, I'm just saying. So, Montrese says, and because we feel that's why parents tried to shield us from these things, hence why you explain if it was up to you as a parent, you wouldn't go through those things, right? Jasmine says, and you just automatically adjust as a adult parent, give it because you know it's correct thing to do, to do. Hence, when she was wrong, she has no problem apologizing, even when I say to her, "Yeah." Mother Johnson said, "Amen." And Chelsea, Jazz said, "You made me feel a certain way." Okay, okay. Well, wait. I am missing some. Mother Johnson said, "You are so true, so true." Okay, my cousin said, "You are a wise woman." Oh my goodness, bless your life. I'm missing all these comments. Where did this come from? Overseer says, "My parents never apologized to me. I don't think they knew how." Exactly. That's why we're here today with this. Their parents never apologized to them. Exactly. That's a generational curse. I broke it through Jesus Christ. Yes, I apologize to my son, and we have a yes. So you're gonna make me cry. overseer, you're going to make me cry because we have to understand, and it's really, I know we say generational curses, but sometimes because, like I said, we have a tendency to do what was already done. But I think if we stop and do that inventory check and do that reflection and look and say, you know what, hey, hold up, wait a minute. I may be all right and I may feel all right, but I know I got some things in me. I don't want my daughter to have that. She may have new stuff, but she ain't gonna have no old stuff. I don't want her to have the stuff that I had. So the stuff that I had that triggered me, that bothered me, that I had issues with, I do my best to make sure that whatever issues she may have with me, it ain't gonna be the ones that I have with my parents. If that makes sense. Can I get some hearts on that? And I think that's the stepping stone. And that's how we become better and better and better. Because if we stop with ourselves, like Overseer just said, her parents didn't know how to apologize because her parents' didn't know how to apologize. And it probably was never in their mindset. And no one around them was doing it, so why should they do it? But if they thought about their child or their children and look at their children and when they begin to wonder, why does she act like this? Why does he do this? And why is he? If you stop and just take a look and say, hey son, hey daughter, you know what? I'm watching you do such and such, and I'm thinking about how I was with such and such and such. And you know what? I hope you're not feeling like I did because you know what? I wish somebody would have so and so and so. And so that's why I'm telling you this. And then, and before you know it, you done change the whole dynamics. Because, but when you don't do that with your children, you pay a penalty. There's a penalty with that. And not only you pay it, the child's life plays a role in it. Monchi said, good topic. Oh, yes, daughter. Yes, it is. Most definitely a good topic. Most definitely. Uh, thank you, Overseer. My administrator, Montrese, brought me this one. I am not so big that I can't say that I am sorry. Mother Johnson, that's awesome. Awesome. I'm telling you that when I talk about how it smooths you. Oh, thank you, Pastor Wilson. Oh, please do get out. Thank you. I really appreciate you. Let me put that up again so you can go to my website and you can get a copy of my book. I will autograph. I can send you an autograph copy, or you can get the ebook, whichever one you know. But if you can spread the word, and that would be greatly appreciated. Um, where is mine? Let me try to put it up there. There it is. There we go. I'm just scrolling on the bottom. You know that is a blessing. That is a blessing. If you can get the Women of Bow Ministries to get a copy of it, you get to hear my life and you get to see some situations that I experienced, and you'll understand. Uh, let's see. Don't want to miss anybody's comment, so let me go right back. Okay, let me go back to, so she says, thank you. I will be getting a copy. Okay. And Kimberly says, Jeff said, Popeye's fried chicken is good. God is great. It's true. It's so true. Oh my goodness. Mm-mm-mm-mm. He sure did. Oh, they're talking about my last week tea time with Tracey. It was love from my brothers. I had a panelist of 7 men. We're gonna have a part 2 in October, so we'll talk about that another date. But let's get back to the topic of discussion. We're gonna ready to sign off in a minute. She said, I knew he was speaking. Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you all are following me here on Tea Time with Tracey. This is my passion. This is the Lord's doing, and it's marvelous in His sight. You know, I'm so gracious to have you all tuning in with me. You don't have to take the time to do it, and so I really appreciate you all because authentically, this is about us building up, having unbreakable bonds. Again, if you hadn't gotten my copy, please get a copy of my book, An Unbreakable Bond, The Ultimate Mother and Daughter Relationship. You get to hear all the stages that I went through with my daughter in my life. It was my first book. came out last year. I have something else in the making that will be coming out soon once I've finished solidifying it. But I'm working on it, and I have something I want to bring to you. It's not going to be nothing major, not a lot of pages, but enough. It's going to be something that can be helpful to us all. I love what Chelsea said. We have to heal from childhood trauma so we can break the toxic cycle. Exactly. And that's it. And that's how come we have toxic relationships, family relationships, relationships in general, you know? So we want to pull away from I missed the first part, Jazz. I don't know what part I missed. I'm sorry, hon, but I know you understand. Look at 910 comment. All right, so let me go up to 910 comment. Oh, that's good. Thank you. That'll help me right there. So what did I miss at 910? What was a comment at 910? Let's see. Thank you for that. 910 comment. No, I did read that. I did read that, and you just automatically, as the adult or the parent, give it because you know it's the correct thing to do. Hence, when she is wrong, she has no problem apologizing. And even when I say to her, you made me feel a certain way, she'll look at me and say, Mom, I'm sorry. That was not my intent. And I love that. I love that it's sincere and from the heart. Yes, I got it, Jazz. I got you. Y'all see, this is what I want you all to understand about Tea Time with Tracy. Your time is you're important to me. And if you can take the time to write it, then I can take the time to read it. Because your thoughts matter and it's important. And somebody's heart is going to be blessed by what you say. Something that you said is going to be a help and beneficial to someone that they be able to walk away from here knowing that, I was on Tea Time with Tracy and I was able to hear that comment that this one gave or that one gave, and it was a blessing to them. So I say thank you. And yes, you all are really bringing it on today, and I really appreciate you. But the hour was well spent. I love what Mother John. It's an excellent book. It will bring tears to your eyes and laughter at the same time, and an easy read. Thank you, Mother Johnson, for that comment on my book. I really did put my heart into it. I didn't even realize, but you're gonna laugh at me, you're gonna cry with me, but you're gonna be blessed by it, and it's something for everyone, and you're gonna be able. I try to write it where you can be there, like you can be me. You can see my thought pattern, like you're really there in it. That when you're reading every page you're in the scene. You're actually there. That was the purpose of the way how it was written, because I wanted to be relatable, and it's my life, but I wanted you to be able to find yourself in the pages. I'm believing God that there's going to be a movie from it. Yep, I believe God for that. Oh, did I speak in tongues? I sure did. Okay. All right. So this is really good. Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay, so I'm going to really wrap it up now. And when your child's feelings matter. Yes, they do, Chelsea. Yes, they do. Good night, my dear friend. Thank you for tuning in on my YouTube page. I do have a YouTube page, you all. You're welcome to tune into there as well. And God bless you too, Jasmine. Thank you for tuning in. Let's see who is. It's an awesome book. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm going to get ready to, let me put up my cash app because I was told that people be wanting to send their cash app. So it's good to put that there too. If you wanted to send your cash app, I don't normally do that, but I don't normally announce it. I just put it up there, so that's up to you if you want to do it. But anyway, I'm going to have to call it in, bring it in now. Again, thank you for tuning in with Tea Time with Tracy, where we come together to have discussions to help build our relationships and create unbreakable bonds. You know, that's what our goal is that coming together and having a discussion. But out of all the relationships that we have, there's no relationship that tops the relationship and the relationship that you will have with God. Having a relationship with God is the ultimate relationship. And so I ask you all on tonight, if you have not accepted Jesus Christ as your personal Savior, I offer him to you today. That was the best decision I've ever made in my life, was to accept Christ as my personal Savior. And so I offer him to you tonight. I ask of you on tonight that you take the time to accept him. The Bible tells you, if you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart, this is Romans 10 and 9. If you confess with your mouth and believe in your heart that Jesus died and God rose him on the third day, that you shall be saved. That's all it takes. It doesn't ask anything else of you. It will be the best decision in your life. I'm telling you, when I accept Christ in my life, I have gained so much from His Word. It has helped me in every way. And so I say unto you, just right where you are. You can be in your home, on the bus, wherever you are, reading and watching this live, and whatever time you do watch it, whatever hour it is, stop for that moment and say, Lord Jesus, come into my heart. I repent of my sins. I accept you as Lord of my life and as Savior of my life. I believe that you died for me, and I believe that God rose you up. And because I believe that will you come into me and create in me a clean heart and renew the right spirit with me, put me on the path so I can have a closer walk with you. I want this relationship with you. I want you to build me up. If you, I accept you on today. I repent of my sins. I'm telling you all, if you've done that, you are saved. That's all that you have to do is just believe in your heart and confess with your mouth. Say your name. Say, Lord Jesus, say your name and tell him. He will come in. And guess what? When you accept Jesus as your personal Savior, guess what? The heavens are rejoicing. They are happy for you. And guess what else? We here at Tea Time with Tracey, we are also rejoicing with you because you have made the best decision in your life by accepting Jesus Christ as your personal Savior. And that's the best relationship that you will ever have, is having a relationship with Him. And so I say unto you, if you accept Him today as your personal Savior, find yourself a Bible based church where you can be taught in the Word and you can learn how to live this life out with Christ. And so I offer you the place that I go and I receive my teaching and my understanding. And I go to Full Effect Gospel Ministries, where my bishop is the general overseer, Bishop Archie L. McGinnis II, and my first lady is Dr. Cynthia McGinnis. And they teach us well in the Word of God. And all you have to do is go on to our website, which is www.effect, EFFECT 900.com, Effect 900, and you will find all about us. We have locations in so many different areas, but that's the main thing. I need you to go to our website and join in with us, and you will be glad that you made that decision. So you all be blessed on tonight, and thank you again for tuning in with Tea Time with Tracey. And I'll meet you on next week on Monday at 8 p.m. See you there, and thank you again. Tea Time with Tracey signing off. God bless you. You all have a blessed night, and thank you for tuning in. I really do appreciate each and every one of you.